Alright, I'm back with another Destiny 2 video, and I've written a couple articles about different aspects of this, but I just wanted to do something kind of quick here to show what my strategy is going to be to craft all the seasonal weapons this time around. It's always a bit of a saga to do this, and things are a little different this time. As you can see, I'm working on my first one here, which is Sales by Pitch Glass. I'm working my way through. This is bugged. I have this one done. That's a world drop. These are the other ones. So 1 here, 3 here, 2 here. What else do we have? 1 here. And then this one's done. 3 here. And so I'm working on it. I'm getting there. And I have, I think, more than a lot of people. People are like, how did you do this so fast? The answer, of course, is playing a good amount. But it also has to do with kind of strategy in terms of how you upgrade your pirate crew, what activities you're running to kind of be doing this efficiently. Focusing, that's another one. That's a very important one. So I will kind of go through my different options here. So I did a thing here where I posted like the order I would do these in. This may change a little bit over time, but this is kind of an important part of it. You are kind of forced into some decisions where you can't get some of the later upgrades until you get some of the earlier ones because you need, 5 crew upgrades, 7 crew. So you can essentially get 1 in a new column every week before you unlock the next column. And then you go all the way to the end here. Some of this, I think you're going to want to save some, like, your more serious grinding for when you get to the higher stages here. I don't think you should burn out kind of just grinding Pirate's Catch and Expeditions over and over and over and over again because it's going to get way more efficient with these later upgrades. So for now, this is the weapon treasure map. This is probably the most important baseline upgrade you can get. This will not only get you a weapon from each expedition run, so a guaranteed weapon, which means you are saving yourself free focusing 6 umbral energy per weapon drop if it's a guaranteed weapon. And it will also rotate you through all 6 available weapons for the season, meaning once you get all 6, once you run 6 expeditions, you unlock this, which is the ability to free focus weapons of plunder. And if your goal is to get essentially, all of these to get patterns, even if you're not going to, level 20 all of them, this is a quote-unquote cheap way to start getting a good amount. I think I free focused, I had like 70 or 80 umbral energy saved. I free focused my way to getting at least 3 or 4 red frames in my first batch of these, including finishing out Sales Spy and being close around these other ones. So that is a very key part of this, is that upgrade. Floating Debris is the other one I have, where you increase the chance to earn seasonal plunder gear by completing Catch Crash. So this can be armor, so you might just get armor, but you can get weapons, and those weapons can be red frame patterns. This upgrade you might see and you're like, oh, I want this. This is focus weapon spoils, which means you can then start picking individual seasonal plunder weapons. I would only do this if you are like die-hard, dedicated, set on getting just 1 or 2 of these. If you don't really care about getting all of them to craft, then you can start doing this. It is double the plundered energy price, which is a little cheaper than I think it was last season. I thought it was like 3 or 4 times the cost for last season's focusing. So this is a tiny bit better than that. It's just double what free focusing is. So, but I don't know if you need that immediately, especially when umbral energy is going to be kind of not super available right now. The buffs about the servitor people you can hire and the sniper and stuff, those don't really do anything. This unlocks armor focusing. Armor focusing is not very good this season, apparently. Like, it can be okay. Like this one, if you do focus armor, it can be above 60, but it's not kind of the big high stat armor that we've seen in some of the other seasonal focusing abilities. So this list of buffs here next week are not anything I'm like super excited about. I need to unlock the next row, because this one will give you, the first Catch Crash mission each week will give you a deep sight weapon, although the further you get, it could be one you already have, so this could give me a Sales Spy. And there is no upgrade anywhere here where you can pick your own focus weapon once a week like past seasons. But there are a lot more sources of these because you can get weapons from these 2 different activities, multiple drops. Like they're you have the potential to get more than one weapon drop per run of these, especially once you start making upgrades like, where is it? There's one in here that okay, this one. So magnetic drill. I'm going to get this one this week. This will also get you potentially weapons in addition to the weapon treasure map from expedition missions themselves. So this is another avenue where running both Catch Crash and expeditions now will just keep giving you loot from the season. Plus you will get a guaranteed weapon map every time from expeditions itself. So this, even though there's no target focusing upgrade, this will end up being a lot of drops. By the end, you want to start getting the plundered umbral energy upgrades because focusing is going to be your main route toward getting the ones you have not done yet. This one I really want. It's going to be weeks away though. You will get plundered umbral energy from earning from just doing playlist activities. Season of the Risen had that to a certain extent. This gives you plundered umbral energy with treasure maps. I am not sure exactly how the treasure map thing will work once you finish the treasure maps from the first row of upgrades in the helm here. I'm not really sure how you get these other than this upgrade. Once a week, you'll get a treasure map that your crewmates will give you. So I guess these two go together, even though this upgrade comes before this upgrade, which is kind of weird. This one is good. This will save you 12 umbral energy for your first focus per week. This is a double plundered energy map. So eventually you will want to stop using once you have like a good amount of the, at least a couple of the patterns, you may want to start changing to focused weapon focusing as opposed to just free focusing. And you will probably want the double plundered map as opposed to just getting, because this is going to be, it's still going to be rotating. It's going to rotate through all 6 weapons in a row. And so you will start getting, you're guaranteed to only get, the weapon you're looking for 1 out of every 6 runs. So at this point, you probably want to start just doing double plundered energy. This should mean 2 runs of expeditions will get you the ability to focus 1 weapon. Again, this is better than it was in Season of the Haunted. I think that was, I can actually go look. We've cleaned up all the egregore here. So it's not so bad anymore. The target focusing here, okay, I guess I'll pick that up. So the targeting focusing here is 27 umbral energy as opposed to 7. So it was almost 4 times the cost of free focusing, whereas now it's only double the cost. So that is a lot better than last season was. So that is, even though there's no targeted focusing, like as you could see, I could have focused a red frame there. It is certainly better. Oops, that is a dead end. Where am I going? It is certainly better than it was last season. I know people are going to be like, why haven't you gotten this yet? I'm just going to leave this blinking all season long so people are mad at me. Other things that I've talked about in my posts, doing all your milestones for the week related to the different things from, okay, so if you do, like if you get 125 treasure, that's at least 1 or 2 milestones that will guarantee you plunder gear. Doing 3 catch crashes and 1 master, which I have not done master yet because I wasn't sure if it was fixed, but apparently it is. That will get you gear. Doing 8 bounties for the star chart will get you plunder gear. And then, of course, just ranking up through this, every time you do a sub rank, you will get an engram from here. And again, all of this stuff can be armor too, but it can also be weapons. So it's about a 50-50 shot to get a weapon, a little better than 50-50. 5 pieces of armor to 6 weapons. And I've gotten a few red frames from this too. So those are kind of the additional ways to get it without feeding into the whole focusing system. I'm taking it a little easy until I get more of these upgrades because it's 3 umbral energy per run right now. So you're really going to want to get more of these umbral energy upgrades back here because it's going to be just 3 at a time, and that's going to take forever to just do it this way. So I'm not trying to go super crazy hard on this without some of those later tier upgrades, and then I guess we will see how the grind lessens over time. It feels like this grind will not be as bad as the Season of the Haunted grind, both in terms of how many you can get from the activities themselves. Eventually you will start getting kind of double drops, pretty regularly from that, and then how cheap focusing is compared to Season of the Haunted. And it is pretty much half the cost to target focus stuff. So that will help. Also, there's one more thing in Season 18 here. This Weapon Scrounger, all ritual activities. This is 71. I know people are not at 71 yet. A lot of people aren't. This is me just playing a lot and doing a lot of bounties. This will get you Brigand's Law and Plank Stride from ritual activities, so those can potentially be red frames. Those don't drop like crazy often or anything, and I'd be surprised if you got more than 1 or 2 red frames from that, but that is an additional way, and I don't think there are any... okay, no, there is. There's another one. So once you get to 81, it increases the chance even further, so you will get those more often, but not going to really bank on that one. So all of that combines to get you those patterns. There's still 5 patterns each. I know people were protesting Bungie continuing with that, but I do think the impression I'm getting is that this will not be as hard as Season of the Haunted to get those frames. I mean, the opulent weapons were terrible. There were no sources. It was literally, you had to just get treasure keys and open chests, and then you could target focus. Those were the only sources. So that's why it was so hard for people to get, 5 mini tools or 5 drangs or whatever they're going for, because that system was not set up very well. But this one, there are just way more sources of plunder gear, and I don't think it's going to be as hard. King's Fall, that's another story. Got to do the secret chests, which I know was bugged at some point. Got to get lucky there. That's a whole other thing and not related to any of this, because none of this has anything to do with King's Fall pattern drops. So anyway, that is, I posted my God roll guide for these that you can, the stuff you should be crafting into once you get them. Right now I'm using just kind of basic versions on most of these, other than this one, which Voltshot is terrible on this, because how often are you killing something and then reloading and then killing another thing, and Voltshot does not work on this, so I got to replace that with something else. This is probably the worst one to get, because there's so many better linear fusion options everywhere, including a crafted one this season. So this is probably the worst thing to get, but since I'm OCD, I will probably take it to level 20 anyway. Anyway, those are my kind of thoughts on strategy for crafting this season. Grind should not be quite as bad as last season, but it remains to be seen if that will pan out or not, or if it's still going to be, if I'm going to have trouble getting those last few ones here. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.